Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from beautiful Manchester, England, the Manchester Arena. Welcome to ACB 54 Supersonic. Ladies and gentlemen, a full night of action. Your judges for this evening: Caesar Huchakowski, Maria Makhmatova, Dan Miller, and Kevin Mullen. Your referees when the action begins: Herb Dean and Victor Kornaev. And now, your first fight of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Ian Feenan.
So here he comes, Ian Feenan, the first of our two Scottish fighters taking part in this lightweight bout. And this, at the weigh-ins, was perhaps the tastiest of the lot. Ian Feenan getting right in the face of Chris Bungard, saying he's gonna spark him out. He will finish him. He will make this his night. And Bungard replied with his own special Scottish kiss.
There's no secret that these two gyms are not really the biggest fans of one another. You see, there are two Scottish superpowers. We have obviously higher level, which is run by James Doolan, and then Brian Gallagher's version, which is a Scottish hit squad, which are probably far and away the two best camps up north. So when the two come together, which is very rare, fireworks.
Absolutely, there's a lot behind this, not just bragging rights around the city of Glasgow, but as far as two gyms that are really making a mark in the world of MMA, they've got some great fighters coming out of both gyms, some very, very experienced, high-level talent coming out, and they'll be looking to take those bragging rights all the way back up that M1, back up to Scotland.
And that's the fight within the fight. So, and they're both acutely aware of it. I think Chris Bungard's got a very good record against the teenagers. I believe he's beaten maybe 2 or 3 of them through amateurs and into the pros, beating Mop, I think, Macintosh not long since. So there's definitely bad blood, there's definitely bad intentions, and Ian Feenan, coming from a judo background and having represented Scotland in the Commonwealth Games, probably looked to display striking.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Chris Bungard.
And here comes the bad guy, to bad moon rising. Chris Bungard, a real character of the sport, truly loves this journey, and he's made it a journey for this fight camp. Not just stayed at his base up there in Scotland at the Scottish Hit Squad, travel over to SBG to be sparring partners and train alongside the likes of Amir Khan Makwani. Got that wrong way around, haven't I?
Yeah, you have, mate. Yeah.
Makwan Amir Khani, there we go. I made it. His brother's also a good fighter, I'll let you know that. But then he's travelled over to see Gunnar Nelson at his new establishment, a huge big gym over there in Europe. Got absolutely everything. He did point out he did have a bar there, but he had to stay away from that, which I'm sure once he's done this fight, he'll be jumping back in to enjoy the...
What, so you're saying the Scottish like a drink, Brian?
I would never say anything like that. But what I will say that with Chris Bungard, he's found a new dedication to the sport. He's put in his job, and now he's given that up, and now he can train 100% of the time, and that makes such a difference, not to the training, but to the recovery. You can allow your body to recover, and that's going to make it better all the way around, isn't it?
Well, the difference between professional amateur is just approach, it's just mindset. You see some amateurs that are probably training more like pros than some of these pros who obviously have to work a full-time job to substantiate the training.
Absolutely, and Chris Bungard, we talked about the corners there. Brian Gallagher, the head coach there, a real student of the sport and a great person to have in your corner, a real mentor to all the fighters. And there you see Paul Craig there, UFC fighter, the Bear Jew himself. Those two are like brothers. They've come up through the sport, and both of them have dedicated themselves to this now, totally and completely. And Chris Bungard will be looking to make a statement here with this performance here tonight in Manchester.
#1 ranked European lightweight in Ian Feenan's corner, Stevie Ray.
Stevie Ray there.
Coming off a solid performance against Ross Pearson not long since.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, the fighter on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 70 kilos with an undefeated record of 7 wins and 0 defeats. Fighting out of Edinburgh, Scotland, Ian Big Papa Feenan. And now his opponent, standing across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 70.8 kilos with a record of 8 wins and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Coatbridge, Lancashire, Scotland, Chris Bungard. Your referee when the action begins, Victor Kornayev.
Southpaw orthodox. Another variable brought into it, so I know there are quite a lot of southpaws at SPG Island. Perhaps that's why Bungard made the trip over there.
We are set for this bout to take place at lightweight. Ian Feenan in the blue corner, Chris Bungard in the red. In an interview I heard with Bungard did just before the fight, he said the only thing he feels Feenan has is that judo. If he can avoid that, then he feels it's all in his world. Even when he gets to the ground, he's got a very, very scrappy jiu-jitsu game. Underrated as far as
sneaky.
Sneaky. It looks like it's he's more technical than he seems, and it's only when you feel that and when you hear people that have fought him or you see how he pulls off these submissions, then you really understand what level he's at.
By Feenan, digs that underhook off that, looking to press Bungard into the fence.
Here we might see that judo now come in of Feenan.
He's been
looking for the hip toss there.
There's someone balancing with that.
Bungard with the head pressure.
Yeah, Bungard using Feenan's grip control to knee. Now he's dug that little underhook. Good inside bicep control by Bungard. A little bit low with that one, perhaps. Disputably low.
We are set again.
Having a chat in there, the lads.
Bungard not happy. He feels that that was a well-placed knee. Oh, nice shots coming in there.
Good left hand from Feenan.
You've got to be careful of that knee from Bungard, from Feenan. Sorry, Bungard dropping his head there when Feenan had a bit of success. Only one of these two Scottish fighters with a true Scottish tan in there, and I'm going to tell you it's not Chris Bungard. Look at that.
Oh, let's not talk about suntans, Brian.
Low blow there.
I think that one perhaps was a legitimate low blow.
Yeah, Bungard.
Oh, the referee's helping him out. Kama Sutra in the cage.
There we go, Bungard just will get some time to recover. A low blow does allow you 5 minutes if you need it.
Bungard in discussions with his corner.
Deep breath, Bungard.
Yeah, that's what we call a creeper. You think it's gone and it just keeps coming. Mitre Delta right straight in the...
Bungard now, that's brought him alive, having to pick the pace up
really
now.
Steps up that tempo. Oh, good right hand on the counter. Feenan wise to it, just fades out, drops in on a double leg, looking for a low ankle pick. Good strip for the grip. Oh, he's
look at this, jump for a flying triangle.
Flying triangle, yeah.
Talked about that sneaky game of Bungard there.
I'd see him having closed that ankle, that foot behind that knee if he can.
Looking to turn the corner, keeping hold of the head to control that posture.
He's looking to create the angle. To create an angle, yeah. Bit difficult to finish the triangle, your head stuff into the fence. Obviously, the movement is obviously extend.
Look at this though, he's working for it, he's pulling that head down, but still some gap there, but working to just...
Yeah, he's getting tighter.
There we go, he's tapped in! Chris Bungard with a flying triangle finish, and look, the face of Feenan says it all.
Bungard's aware there is a bonus ready for that submission.
There we go, Chris Bungard.
Reminding us how much it was, 10 G's.
Reminding us £10,000 for best submission. Jumped for that flying triangle. Worked it. It was not complete. You had to work for every inch of that.
Yeah,
but
and in a short space as well to be able to finish that against the fence.
And you can see exactly the shock on Ian Feenan's face to get caught in something like that. But we talked about the sneaky game of Bungard. You cannot sleep on this jiu-jitsu. And he attacked with it then.
Yeah, he started, he created the angle, controlled the head, did everything right.
Totally paid off, and it may just pay him 10 G's. May just pay him 10 G's in the
There's
end.
a lot of action to come yet, Brian, but he's definitely put his cap into the ring.
That's it, he's made a mark there. What a finish. And how happy is Chris Bungard?
And ladies and gentlemen, referee Victor Cornea stops his fight at 241, round number 1. Your winner by tap out due to triangle choke, Chris Bungard.